So I didn't think this would happen, but it looks like they're finally addressing shadow bans, or at least kind of loosely. I don't think that's a terminology that they use at all or they'll ever use, but there's some specific text within their latest blog about Ricochet that also includes information related to the shadow ban system, which is the reporting system. So when we go through it, they talk about some anti-cheat mitigations, which is the actual anti-cheat where it spots things, catches it, and then it bans people specifically to that. The shadow ban system literally has nothing to do with that aspect, and that is specifically the reporting, in-game reporting, where people get reported for voice chat, in-game chat, in terms of the voice chat, and then there's also, like, if you think someone's cheating, then you report them, and with enough of reports stack up, it puts a like negative penalty on that account, essentially saying that this is a potential cheater. Then when you actually get looked at by somebody, or however it determines it, then they say, well, you're not actually a cheater, at least based off what we can see, and then it throws you back in the normal population, and then people report you again, whether you're toxic or whatever. They don't like your name, they don't like your calling card. I've seen people report for the dumbest things that aren't accurate. So you got to kind of blame some of the people just in the community that are so loose with the reporting system. But as we come through here, they're focusing on proving it. That they've done things like disarming, cloaking. They talk about new mitigations, which doesn't really matter. You as a player never actually see this unless you're a loser who cheats. But if you happen to watch someone and you see this something, maybe they're streaming with 2 viewers or whatever, and they end up having something like this happen where it creates an illusion and a hallucination, then you could be aware of it. But this is nothing you would encounter or see. Obviously, this is from the cheater's POV. They're seeing somebody here, when in reality, this is just a hallucination. It's not a real player. As a detection, hallucinations can be hidden and positioned anywhere relative to a suspicious player in the world, as shown in the example above. And then once they start shooting it, they'd be like, yep, this guy's a cheater. They have walls or whatever like that. There's no reason they should be looking at this player because they don't actually exist. So I think this is their attempt to improve against that. But keep in mind, it's always that never-ending battle. I don't think Ricochet is good, bad, or great, or whatever. It is just is what it is. I think there's some things that it does better than others. But as you make your anti-cheat better, the cheaters, the companies make new ways to try to circumvent those detection methods. And then you got to figure out better ways to, stop the detection. And eventually, it's kind of one of those things where sometimes the anti-cheat's better, and sometimes the cheating is better to go through. They got rid of quicksand, which I never knew anything about. How the game and security pipelines communicate. So Team Ricochet uses a variety of systems that are consistently tuned and updated to identify and capture cheaters. These updates happen for a variety of reasons. We have new methods to detect cheaters. Cheat developers update their processes to circumvent. That's just what I talked about. And so it's a cat and mouse game. So here's an update on the third-party hardware, and this is like Cronus's, Titans, Zims. There's a few different devices out there. It says, in our previous progress report, we detailed new detection for malicious use of third-party devices. Today, we want to examine the results within the first 2 weeks of the detection being live. As a reminder, third-party hardware devices used to provide a player with an unfair advantage are against the rules. Players found to be used in these devices will be served warnings and account penalties. Within the first 2 weeks of launching the detection, we saw a 59% drop in any use of these devices across Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone. Of those players, 57% of them did not utilize the device again. So basically, they're like, nope, I'm done with that. Whereas 43% once again attempted to circumvent the policy. And then obviously you get penalties. Repeat offenders and those continuing to use these devices without pause have been penalized. Malicious use of these devices may result in account suspensions up to a permanent account ban. So you can get a permanent account ban for using a Cronus. If you get a warning, you do it again, you get another, like a ban, a temp ban, and then you get a perma ban. Essentially, that's what it kind of reads like. Like all the anti-cheat systems, the moment we announced our detections, the cheat makers, the people who make those things, worked on new ways to play unfairly. Our detection methods and systems for detection and others have been seeing consistent updates and have multiple methods of approach to identify the use of these devices. These, like all detections, will continue to evolve and update to combat cheating. So at least that's a big thing there. In-game reporting update. So here's the shadow ban portion of it. Again, they don't use that terminology. It says our security enforcement policy has been updated to include malicious reporting. Malicious reporting is reporting someone that you in fact do not think is cheating, but they still report you anyway just because they don't like your name, the way you're playing. If you're a camper, if you're using a riot shield, if you're using thermal, whatever, people report for the dumbest things. Or if they just get dumpstered, they'll report, oh, this guy has to be cheating. No, they can actually be good at the game too, right? The Ricochet anti-cheat team and the Call of Duty anti-toxicity teams, they got to really work on that. With both capture information from in-game reporting, take any purposely false reporting very seriously, highlight changes we have made over the last few weeks to our systems to combat a rise we saw in false reports. So people are just reporting for everything because they know, oh, yeah, I could just get this person kicked if I spam report. A lot of people shared that, so they're like, no, we don't want that. So malicious reporting has been added to the security enforcement policy. Knowingly submitting false reports or spam reporting legitimate players may lead to account penalties, up to and including warnings or permanent account suspensions. So literally you can get penalties for over-reporting just everybody. Like they know, let's say on average, only 1 in 10 engagements somebody reports because they run into a cheater. That's the average. But if you're like at 50%, then you're the outlier and you're a problem. If you're on the underside, obviously you should report more often, but it's kind of one of those things that they'll be able to notify. We don't know what those numbers are though, those metrics that you'll come up as a red flag. In-game notifications rewritten for clarity. The in-game warning will inform you of a report. However, the original language did not clarify whether an action or investigation was taking place. The new language clears this up. So let me know what that says because, you know, I'm sure I'll see it over time, but if you have a Twitter, link me if you see an in-game pop-up so we can see what the clarity is. They should have just showed screenshots for clarity, right? But automated penalties. The automated application of some feature restrictions such as voice and text restrictions have been disabled. So now people will be allowed to do that, but then they're going to actually probably have a certain amount where it becomes a problem. Our in-game reporting system is a valuable tool to help make our anti-cheat and anti-tox systems better and to make your experience fair and fun. Reporting effectiveness and this pipeline information to build better systems suffers when people use these tools inappropriately, which has happened for a while. There's people that tag me every single day. Why don't you talk about shadow bans? I've been banned 47 times and they just unbanned me. I'm like, why are you still playing this game? If I got banned 3 times, I'd be done with it entirely, never load it back up. I'd be like, screw this game. But I guess they have nothing else to play. I don't know. They're addicted. They can't stop. It is what it is, right? So yeah, if you keep getting shadow banned, hopefully this helps that problem. It's not some like secret thing that nobody talks about other than Activision, but they've kind of talked about it loosely here, that there's been a lot of that. And hopefully once people realize that they can get penalized for false reporting, that'll cut down on the actual reporting. So you should be much less likely to get shadow banned because that, to my knowledge, was based 100% on reporting and not in-game abuse from the Ricochet. Ricochet wasn't catching you. It was weird players that you run into. We're examining further updates to see how we manage reports, but we're happy to have taken these significant steps to reduce any potential misuse of our systems. Again, you'll have to let me know. You'll probably get a shadow ban today and then, you know, you'll have to let me know, but it's not like some secret thing. And Ricochet just want to make the game good, all that good stuff. Let me know your thoughts. I'm glad they finally talked about something because it is an issue. It has been an issue since launch and before. And it's been an increasing issue for a lot of players. So hopefully this helps. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great day.